Like many people, I grew up in a lower class / poor black community. Okay, it was ghettos, niggas everywhere, crack, prostitutes, naked niggas running around. It was crazy. But in the school that I went to, and subsequent schools that I went to, they always had two programs that I want to mention. One is GATE, which is Gifted and Talented Education, and they had MESA, which is for the math and science. And in these places that were desolate, all right, like where I was at, it was so bad that the police built a new police department right there in the neighborhood. It was that bad. There are people who are on the lookout for gifted and talented students, smart kids. And if teachers and people realize that you are bright or that you are smart, it is their duty to put you on a path going towards GATE, going towards MESA. And the reason why they do this is so that you can basically be able to serve the system, all right, which is the greater dominant society, whether it's in the public sector or the private sector or in the military, anything that will keep the United States in this advancement, okay? Anything that will keep the United States developing. And the United States understands, at least the dominant society understands, you cannot develop without smart people. Smart people need and are needed to hone and develop them so they have these things in place. Not only white people have them in place, but the Jewish communities have them in place, Asian communities have them in place, all of them. And they're smart enough to know that, yes, even in the most desolate places, we cannot leave any stones unturned. We must leverage these people's talents, even if it is whether they're selling big time drugs. I know people aren't going to like that. Whether they are producing rap music or fashion, whatever talents that these people have, we got to leverage. We have to grow our influence, whether it's scientifically, whether it's through the music, whether it's through the media. If they have talent, we got to leverage it. That's the end of the story. That's the way the dominant society looks at things. That's how they see things. That's how it works. Even in poor places, they leave no stones unturned. They're not going to let anybody monopolize that talent. However, in the black community, we don't look at developing talent for the community at all that we have. What you will see is individuals who have talent want to break away from wherever they're from past circumstances, and it's understandable. They will take their individual talent to the military, their individual talent to producing movies, or individual talent to doing certain different things, okay? And then what happens is there's not a talent pool developed in Black America to serve Black America's interests, if you will. But that sort of individuality, which is common in America, people don't know that you can only get so far on leveraging your own talents. You can get there faster with your own talents, but you can't necessarily get further. You can go very far with leveraging other people's talents. And I want to talk to black men about this in particular, because you're the one group of people who don't do that. All right? The counterparts in the black community, black women, they do that exceptionally well. You see forums by black women, you see blogs, you're seeing movies, you're seeing political campaigns, you're seeing certain movements, whether you agree with it or not, they're being led and directed because black women understand she has talent. I need to leverage her talent to make me more talented. But black men don't think like that. Black men think more like tigers, okay? And we are either intimidated by each other's talents, or we just want all the shine for ourselves. Your individual talent can get you there faster, but it will not get you there further. What am I talking about here? The first thing is that we got to start looking at 2 or 3 heads are better than one. All right. This is why you guys see me collaborating so often with people. Even if a person, I may have 70,000 subscribers, for example. A person may have only 500 subscribers. But that 500 subscribers doesn't mean that person doesn't have a skill set. He doesn't have anything to contribute. He doesn't have anything to offer. He can't produce content. That doesn't mean that. That just means the guy has 500 subscribers and he has less people than me. But that doesn't mean that his talent is lacking. And let me talk about that as far as brothers. We're so quick to want to not give a brother a chance because he's not as known, all right, or he's not as popular as others. That doesn't mean that the guy doesn't have a good skill set that you can use, all right, because it's quite possible that it is, and it most likely is, he knows a lot about something you have no idea how it works. He knows a lot of people that you have no idea who they are. And if you were to leverage each other, it would be beneficial, okay? Now, obviously, you have people out there who don't have anything to offer you and just want to come on to you and use you for your stuff. I understand that, right? But leveraging people's talents or skill set, it's a very powerful thing. Let me talk. I'll talk about somebody in general. The brother Wayman Brown. All right, guy hit me up. Excellent writer, excellent podcaster. Doesn't have a whole lot of time, but the guy is bright. I can collaborate with him on certain things that I wouldn't think about. He might not have the audience that I have, but he has a unique content perspective that's beneficial to me, which helps me in turn build more of a content strategy for myself. It helps me bridge over to another gaps. Same thing with brother Andre Hatchett. He doesn't have the popularity that I have on YouTube, but he has certain skill sets in selling products, okay? He knows how to develop courses. He's an online entrepreneur. He understands that field well. So with the collaboration of us both, he allows me to get into another lane I typically couldn't get into. Because he's bringing his talent to the table. I'm bringing my talent to the table. I'm not looking at him like, oh, you got like 2,000 subscribers. I can't work with you. No, I'm looking at his talent. Tony Maceo, okay? This is a guy that has a master's in economics. He's not a YouTuber, right? But the guy is very bright. He's the best writer, one of the best writers I've ever seen in my life. He's very articulate. The guy has an IQ out of this world. He's a fucking genius. Of course, I'm going to leverage his talent. Why? Because it helps me get into different lanes I could not get into. The same thing with Rob Parks in sports. Here's the thing. When it comes to black men, we don't think that anybody else has talent besides us. That's just the real truth. Okay? And that is why, as a group of men, we don't really go anywhere. All right? There's a brother that messaged me this morning. I got to get the brother's name. But what I will say is this brother, I believe, is going around the United States doing pipe fitting, something like that. Brother Ron Echoes, okay? Brother Ron is out there doing some great things, man, making tons of money a year, wanting to share this information. Now, I was supposed to do a show on his Facebook, but whatever, it just didn't work when I was in Africa at the time. But would I leverage his talent and his skill set? Yes, absolutely. Why? Because, number one, it makes me more greater in knowledge. It gives me access to things. That's the number one thing. Number two, it makes, most important, everybody greater. It builds a network. It builds a community. Same thing with Brother Maury's November. I can talk about all types of brothers I've met right here on this online platform that constantly I'm looking to exchange talent with people. I'm bringing mine to the table. They're bringing theirs to the table. I'm leveraging it. And at the end of the day, when you have access to talent, It makes you more talented. And I don't understand why guys don't understand this. Your talent level is only so far. All right? It can take you so far. Steph Curry, great shooter, great ball handler. But his talent goes so far. But you put him on the team with Klay Thompson, you put him on the team with Iguodala and Durant. They bring their talents to the table, and it creates a great dynasty. Guys got to start thinking like this because you know what? This is how white people think. This is how Asians think. This is how China is taking over Africa, and Africa can't take over China because Africans don't think like that. Black folks don't think like that. We don't think about leveraging talent. Everybody else thinks like this, and we're behind. It's not that we don't have the talent. We don't leverage it. And when we don't leverage it, well, quite naturally, somebody comes in and leverages it for you. Because you're not going to use it, so I might as well use it. So this is the way that you must think. If you want to be successful in modern America, in the modern times, you have to be able to leverage people's talent. They leverage yours, you leverage theirs. And both of you become more talented at the end. Because the more access to talent you have, quite naturally, the more talented you become. You can become talented in two ways. God gives you the natural ability of having talent. Or you have the good enough sense to know that you can get around people who are talented. There's two ways you can do it. Talent creates industry, it creates knowledge, it gives you an edge on everything that's going on in the world. But if you don't understand that, you will not get far. So I wanted to talk about that, brothers. Thank you for being here. Shout out to all of the brothers and sisters on Patreon. Support Black Male Media, man, if you can. $5 a month. You know, black men, guys sit together. Patreon.com/Negro Manosphere. The link is at the first comment. $5 a month. We have, we've been dropping a little bit, but we have almost 400 people. So subscribe to us, support us at $5 a month. Really appreciate you, brothers. Like the bell, subscribe. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.